So today we're going to talk about vision. So we're going to begin with vision.
What do you see?
I'm in downtown Boston. I am I am 50 yards away from the TD Gardens where the Celtics play basketball. So to talk about vision, um, I thought it would be a powerful visual for you to see that this is the manifestation of a vision that I have had for probably 30 years. When I was a kid, I think I went to maybe maybe two basketball games. I went to see the Celtics twice. I went to see probably two Red Sox games. I saw the Bruins play once or twice. I never saw the Patriots play. Oh no, that's not true. I saw them once. Okay, so I saw my teams rarely. Why? Because we were broke, because I had no money, because we were in scarcity. We were in survival. I grew up in scarcity and survival. I mean, I fantasized about going to the games. And so when I was a child, loving sports and loving my teams and idolizing some of the players and so on, I just imagined what it would be like to be a season ticket holder, what it would be like to get to go to infinite games, the playoffs, and all these kinds of things, and many other things. So this is not my only vision, but I'm just giving you an example. And about 30 years ago, I said to myself, one day I want to make enough money and have enough money and be in an overflow of abundance so that I could do something like be in Boston for opening day and live in Boston for 2 months because I don't want to be in the cold. I don't want to be there in the winter. I'm not going in the winter. No way. I lived in the cold. I lived in the winter, and there's no way I'm going back. But I want to be there in the spring. I want to be there for 2 months. It's totally outrageous. I want to be there for 2 months, and I want to go to the Celtics playoffs. I want to go to the Bruins playoffs. I want to go to the Red Sox games. I want to be there for opening day. I want to go to see the marathon. I want to be there on Patriots Day. I want to be there to experience living in Boston as if I lived there and then get out of Dodge before it gets too hot and too muggy. But I don't want to be there in the cold. All right, so fast forward. I am manifesting and living my vision. I am 50 yards from the Boston Celtics. I went to the game last night, playoff game. I cannot tell you what it's like to walk down 5 sets of small stairs, not, 100 steps, like 5 little steps, and literally come out of the building facing my apartment. So I'm going to show you again just so you can see what I'm saying. So you get a visual here. Can you see the white roof? Can you guys see it?
Yep.
I need you to understand that I never thought I could have something like this when I was a kid. I never thought that it was possible. I mean, possible for other people, but not possible for me. When I was 15 and I was sitting at my Thanksgiving table wondering, what am I doing with these people? Like, why is this my life? My mother is miserable. My father hasn't had a feeling since 1965. And whatever that feeling was, it wasn't love. It wasn't joy. It was maybe anger, but at least it was a feeling. Okay. I mean, we're talking about the turkey and the moisture of the turkey. Do you understand? That was the conversation at my Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm saying to myself, how long do I need to be here with these people? When can I get out of this prison so I can finally go have some kind of a dream, some kind of a vision, some kind of a purpose in my life? But I never thought it would be this. I never thought that I could retire early. So I set a goal maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I can't remember exactly when, but I said, I want to not have to work by the time I'm 59. Not that my work is a have to, because this work is definitely not a have to. It's a privilege, but still, it's work. And I want to literally be a choice. I want to say, do I want to? Do I feel like it? Am I excited about it? That's what I wanted to have by the time I was 59. So I turned 60 last September, and I don't have to work. I literally, metaphorically, emotionally, and spiritually do not have to work. I am retired from the have-tos. I am retired from duty. I am retired from obligation. I am retired from survival. I am retired from having the weight of the world on my shoulders. But you know what I'm not retired from? Living. I am relishing in the living of life. My wife and I are committed to eating our way through Boston. If you've never been to Boston before, come to Boston. There are a never-ending amount of phenomenal restaurants. You literally ask anybody from Boston, what are your favorite restaurants? You will never hear the same one twice. So many, and everyone's got their favorite. We have an area called the North End. It's the Italian section, and there's 100 restaurants there. We've eaten at 3. We got 97 to go, and I've got 30 days left, so I don't think I'm going to get to all of them. But I'm going to work on it. Maybe lunch. Maybe we'll include lunch. But these are problems, my friends, that come as a result of vision. I didn't say, I hope one day that I'll be able to do this. I didn't say I'm going to try. I didn't say, I'm going to cross my fingers and wait for a miracle to happen. I worked at my craft to become excellent in my craft. And so there's no difference between you and I. You can have a vision that is completely different than mine. You don't have to have mine. I'm just using it as an example. This is a manifestation of something that wasn't going to happen anyway. When we talk about vision, vision is not a to-do list, and it's not a glorified to-do list. It's not a transaction. It is a way of living. Vision and the embodiment of vision is a way of living. What is your life's purpose? What is your vision for your life? And then I design the how I live my life from there. It's vision living vision, bringing vision alive. Vision is a thread that connects all aspects of life. When I talk about living my vision is to create peace, love, unity, and abundance for everyone, everywhere. Everyone I come in contact with. These are foundational, underlying values, ways of being, thoughts, attitudes, beliefs. When I talk about vision, it's in my mind, it's in my body, it's in my spirit. I ask myself, does my wife feel love? Does my mother feel love? Is my sister feeling peace? Is my friend who just threw his golf club into the woods feeling peace? I then take the appropriate action based on the values that I espouse for myself and others and the world around me. If I'm working with someone and they're in scarcity, I don't just say, oh, you know what? I'm so sad for you. I feel so bad for you. Wow, that must be really awful. I'm so sorry you're in scarcity. Okay, have a great day. Love you. Peace. If I'm working with someone who's in scarcity, I am committed to working with them, coaching them, supporting them to break out of those chains that are holding them down, holding them back. Those weights that are on their shoulders that are creating life being such a struggle, such a difficult experience. I work with them to break through those conversations so that they can have abundance, so that they can be prosperous in their lives. So my vision, peace, love, unity, and abundance. I'm at the basketball game last night. Somebody starts saying something nasty to a guy on the other team. And I'm thinking about unity. Like, can we just make it about basketball? Can we just make it about basketball and not about the person? It's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. So I'm not going to give into us against them, even though I'm a Celtic fan. And of course, I want to beat the Magic, but I don't want to kill the Magic. I mean, think about how crazy that would be. Can you imagine I'm a trainer, I'm a coach, I'm a transformational trainer and a coach, and I want to kill Magic? No, I want to create magic. I just don't want the Magic to win the game. But I want you to have magic in your life. I want tonight to be magical. I want your life to be magical. I want your relationship to be magical. I just don't want the magic to win the basketball game. So it's never going to be me against the world. I was playing in a golf match the other day. I want to win, but I don't want to kill the other guy. I want to win. Can I want to win because it's a competitive game? Yes. But you know what else I can do? Cheer for the guy when he makes a great shot. Cheer for the guy when he makes a putt. Cheer for the guy when he makes a big drive, which is what I did and what I do. And yes, I did win. Thank you. So you can win and still be unifying. You can win and still be peaceful. You can win and still be loving. You can win and still be authentic, passionate, generous, kind, empathetic. And so vision permeates, much like your body cannot exist without blood. Blood runs through your entire body. What happens to a finger if your finger no longer circulates blood? What happens to a toe if your toe no longer circulates blood? What happens to whatever part of your body when there is no blood? So I believe that many of you are having a relationship with vision as if it's a thing. And the next level breakthrough to sharpen our saw is to identify our vision and to connect with our vision so that everything comes out of vision. And so vision becomes the source, the nucleus, the nucleus of which all occurs. So it's not like, okay, what's my business vision? What's my marital vision? What's my health vision? What's my financial vision? Yes. What are the goals that you have for all of those areas and any other areas that matter to you? Yes, of course, you're committed to that and we want that. But the question is, how does your vision connect the dots with all of those different goals that matter to you? They are intricately connected, intimately connected. They come from the same source. We don't give up our vision to make money. Can you imagine if my vision was to create peace, love, unity, and abundance, and I lied for a living? Yep, that's what I do. I lie for a living. I'm in sales, and I don't believe in the product. I don't support the product, but I sell the product. Why? Because I got to make money. Now, I'm not here to tell you that me or you or any of us have not been in a position before where we were selling something or we felt like we were selling something that we didn't believe in. Many of us have. And you know what happens when that happens? You are selling your soul. You are selling your dignity. You are selling out on your vision. I may have told you this, but the first real job I had, this was funny. The first real job I had in college, and I'm not talking about restaurant work as a real job, because that's different. I'm talking about like an adult job, not a job where I'm like 16 and I'm making ice creams, because I did that. But I'm talking about like a real job where I went to an office and I was expected to wear a tie and a shirt every day. So I'm 19 years old and I go to interview for this company that was looking for a sales rep to sell sporting good equipment. I'm an athlete. I think this is a good fit. Sporting good equipment. I have no idea what it is, but it's sporting good equipment. I don't know, baseball gloves, bats, footballs, golf clubs. Who knows? I'm an athlete. I get in there. This is funny. What they sell is weight lifting gloves, wraps, and straps. Now, I know I've shared with you about my love of exercise. Let me be clear to you. I did not know what a glove, wrap, or strap was. I mean, I'm an athlete, but I wasn't in the gym any more than I had to be, okay? I was not a gym rat. So I never lifted weights in order to lift weights. I did it because I had to as part of the game, but not because I loved doing it. So I looked at him and I said, I don't know if I'm going to be good for this job because I don't lift weights. He goes, well, how about if I do a demonstration for you? And I show you the difference between our products that we sell and the other products that were out there. Maybe you can see a way that you can sell our products and feel confident about it, even though you don't know what weightlifting gloves, straps, and wraps are. I said, okay, show me. So he shows me this demonstration. He's taking these other gloves, these big name product gloves, and he's ripping them to shreds and, just pulling them apart. Look how crappy this is. And this is like $15. And look at this belt and how uncomfortable it is. And it's only got like 2 holes. And, he's showing me all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, all right, you got great products. Looks like it. So I said, okay, as long as you and I are on the same page, I'm not going to the gym. Like if that's a requirement of this job, I'm not doing it. I can't go to the gym. I can't lie to you because I won't go. I mean, I was 19. I was in school. I was partying full time, like that was my job. Now there's not going to be a gym involved. Maybe a pizza parlor, maybe a bar, but not a gym. All right. So if I can be here part time and sell your products, but you agree that I don't have to go to the gym, okay, I'm in. So we've all been in situations before where we either have to lie or we're being asked to lie or I could lie or let me just lie about this. But at the end of the day, we are selling our soul. We're selling our dignity. We're selling our integrity. We're selling our values, our principles. And we don't support that. You're not up to that. That's not who you are. That's not why you're here. We get to create a commitment and a connection to our vision that makes it a living organism, not a thing. We breathe life into it every day. So when you wake up in the morning, you ask yourself, what is your vision? And you connect with it and you ground in it. Earlier today, I was coaching someone, and one of the things he said to me that I really loved was that he meditates every day and he meditates his vision. And that's what I do. So when I am meditating, when I'm grounding myself for my day, when I'm getting centered in who I am and what I'm up to today and what matters to me today, I'm grounding myself in my vision. And I'm taking those words that I gave you, peace, love, unity, and abundance, and I'm breathing life into them. How would abundance show up today with my mother? You know how it would show up? It would have me call her back because my mother called me a few minutes ago while we were here today in our workshop. Of course, my mother called. You know how much I love my mother, and you know how much I look forward to those calls. And so I'm here in the workshop with you, and I see this thing, and it says mom. And I'm like, of course it says mom. I'm on my vision right now. What an opportunity every single day to ground and connect with my vision and my purpose. Peace, love, unity, and abundance. Do you know who could really use that today? My mother. Do you know who's going to bring it to her? Me. And so that's why I'm saying to you that vision permeates every aspect of life, whether it's business, personal, financial, spiritual, or relationships. And so when we connect with it on that level, it's no longer an it. It's part of who I am. It's part of what I'm about. I got a text earlier today from a former student of mine asking me for something. And when I saw the text, I asked myself, if I'm coming from abundance, will I make time to respond? Because in that moment, I did not have time. If I'm coming from abundance, I'll make time. It's not only a former student and not just a random student, it's a student I worked with for a long period of time. So I have a sense of responsibility and connection to respond to this person, and I will make the time to do it. When I'm coming from abundance, I will always find time, even if I don't think I have it. And so what I'm saying to you, and what I'm asking you, is what is your vision? What is the vision that you have for your life that permeates all aspects? It's unconditional. It's non-negotiable. What are the words that are coming up for you? What are the ways of being? Because the words are also ways of being. They resonate. So peace, I think of joy. I think of happiness. I think of fun. I think of playfulness. I think of being grounded, centered, so many different aspects. Love, I think of passion. I think of excitement. I think of inspiration. I think of intimacy. In other words, any word you choose has multiple different meanings. We apply the meanings. So I want you to pick right now 4 words that resonate for you when you think about your vision. What are 4 words that come to mind? Those words get to live for you when you think about that. You can't say something like this. Okay, Michael, my vision is joy, freedom, spontaneity, and prosperity. Sounds like you're resigned. Sounds like you might need a nap. when you think of those words, it should warm your heart. Warm your heart. Bring meaning to life. Bring out the energy force in you to go after it in your life, to go after what you want, to go after what matters to you. So vision is not a thing. It's not a transaction. It's not a place that you arrive at. It's a place you operate from. It's a place you come from. And when you operate from and you come from vision, it permeates every aspect of your life. What do you think makes me go to the gym? Love makes me go to the gym. Love for myself, love for my children, love for my grandchildren, love for my wife. We can't just say you love your wife and then eat 16-ounce pizzas every single day. I mean, there's going to be a contradiction going on at some point. If you go into Taco Bell and they know you by name, I'm going to question your love for yourself and your love for your children and your love for the people in your life, unless you own the place. But if you walk in and everybody that works at Taco Bell knows you, we got a problem. Houston. Not that I don't drive by Taco Bell every day and Taco Supreme dreams are not there. You already know I have pizza dreams. But there's a difference between a dream, fantasy, and the reality. Let's be connected to the ways of being, the words that resonate for us, that ground us in our vision and ground us in our purpose every single day. What are your words? I want to hear them. Write them in the chat. Everybody write them in the chat. So let's share them right now. What are the words that resonate for you in your vision that are going to permeate all aspects of your life, including your VSP goals that stem from the vision? Who do I get to be? What do I get to do? What breakthroughs do I get to have so that I create abundance? Now, I will tell you this. You can't wait. This is for everybody. You can't wait for it to happen. For it to happen. If we think abundance, be abundance right now without evidence, with no reason to be abundant or think abundant, but we ground ourselves and we presence abundant thinking, we will create abundance. I one time got a raise, Robert, when I was working for a company, the first company that I was working at when I was in leadership, doing leadership coaching, leadership work. I got a raise when the whole company was in a hiring freeze and everybody got a 10% pay decrease. It was during the, what year was that? Hold on. It was during the first Gulf War.
91, 92?
Yes.
91? Yes.
Yeah. So everybody in the company had to take a 10% pay decrease, but I got a raise. Now, I'm not saying I knew I was going to get one. I'm not saying that I expected to get one. I'm saying that somehow, some way, the circumstances didn't matter. The evidence that I had didn't matter. The condition of the company didn't matter. The economics didn't matter. Somehow, some way, I performed at such a high level that my boss gave me a raise when we're in a hiring freeze and everybody's in a pay decrease. And I didn't say no. What am I going to say no? No, I said yes. And so what I want to invite you to be and do is be and do abundance now. I did not know I was doing that then, but clearly I was, because here I am now in Boston manifesting this vision that I had. So if I can do it, you can do it. Who do you get to be? What do you get to do? What breakthroughs do you get to have right now? So abundance is how you think, how you operate, how you work, how you go about your life. That's the key. So laser focus, create abundance, and it will happen. Perk on that, okay? When you start talking about it, do you know what's happening? Is you're enrolling yourself in it. Everybody remember this. The more you talk about what matters to you, the more connected you are to it. And the more you talk about it and the more connected you are to it, the deeper your enrollment becomes. It's like if I just say to my wife, love you, babe, and I don't ever articulate what love you, babe really means to me, then my experience of being in relationship with her is not going to be alive. But I work at every day finding new ways to communicate my love to my wife in a way that it is new and fresh and rich and alive. That's why I say I am in love with my wife. I don't say I love my wife. I mean, I could say it. I'm just saying I'm focused on being in love. That means I'm an active participant. I'm not a recipient. I'm not sitting at the breakfast table waiting to receive my love. I am in love. I'm an active participant in my relationship with my wife. Last night, we got back from the game. The dog needed to be walked. I looked at my wife. I saw her eyes. And I said, I'm going to walk the dog. She said, do you want me to come with you? Absolutely not. Stay right where you are. Get a blanket. Warm yourself up. I love you. I got it. I could tell by her eyes. The last thing she wanted to do was to go outside and walk the dog. And even if we could have done it together and all that, no. This is an act of love, not the walking of the dog, but the acknowledgement that she needs to wrap herself up in a blanket and warm up. It's little things. It's not the rings. It's little things. The rings don't make up for the little things. That's a metaphor for life. Everything matters. Everything matters. How you talk about your husband, how you talk about your wife, how you talk about your kids. Can't tell you how many people say this to me. Aren't you so glad you don't have any kids in the house anymore? No, I'm not. It's like, what conspiracy are you in that you hated being a father so much that you couldn't wait for your kids to be out of the house? Let me go interview your children and find out how they feel about you. Because I can tell you right now, my kids loved being in our house, and they love visiting us, and they love hanging around with us. They love being with us. That is not how I felt when I was a kid, but that's how they feel. So that's a product of our way of being, our vision, being in relationship, how we show up, how we express ourselves. So there's no magic in it, like it's some sort of a potion that we're all looking for, or some sort of a lucky charm that we're trying to find. It's fundamental. Connecting with your vision, connecting with your purpose, bringing it alive, putting words on it, using your ability to communicate, articulate, to dive into the experience, to bring the experience out. I will tell you that love has many faces. It's not one-dimensional. I had a coach that yelled at me all the time, and I knew he loved me. I had another coach who never yelled at me, and I didn't think he cared about me at all. Okay. I had another coach who wrote my name on a bar of soap because he threatened to wash my mouth out because all I did was swear. I think I was like 12 at the time on the Little League team. So I've had many different coaches, but I'll never forget my coach that was very hard, very tough, very strong, but he also hugged me. He hugged me when I did something good, like got a touchdown, threw a pass, ran into the end zone, whatever it was that I did well. He also acknowledged it. It wasn't only the negative or only the mistakes. He was very strong on the negative and very strong on the mistakes, but my dad didn't hug me, but my coach did. My dad didn't say, I love you, but my coach did. My coach cried on my shoulder once, telling me how much he cared about me and how much he loved me. And, I'm like the son he never had. I'm like, are you crazy right now? Why aren't you my dad? So I would have responded to anyone who loved me like that. So let's see. Vision is the power to declare something in the future that wasn't going to happen anyway. The manifestation of this vision will transform the quality of your life and the lives of the people you come in contact with. A vision comes from a blank canvas. A vision comes from your own internal dialogue, values, and the ways of being that matter to you, that are important to you, that you place value on, that you're committed to manifesting in every aspect of your life, professionally, personally, etc. So think of it like the pillars, the filters out of which you live your life. So if I'm grounded in my vision, that would include these ways of being: peace, love, unity, abundance, joy, freedom, passion, adventure, courage, authenticity, vulnerability, and compassion. Whatever those ways of being are, you get to have it be grounded in your purpose, grounded in what matters to you. And then from there, everything comes out of that. My declarations for the results that I'm committed to. When I talk about my 90-day VSP, it comes out of my vision for the life that I'm committed to creating, not out of circumstance or fear or based on the past, based on my track record, based on last year, based on what people are saying. It gets to come from my vision and my purpose. That's when it brings the joy and the excitement and the magic. So vision comes from stretching the comfort zone. Comfort zone is predictable and what was going to happen anyway. What's outside of the comfort zone is a stretch. It's a risk. It's uncomfortable, but it also matters to me. It's not painful. The process to get there could be somewhat painful, but worth it. Like working out. Working out is not supposed to be always fun and joyful. Sometimes it fucking hurts. Have you ever worked out and it hurts? How about my foot? I have a cramp in my ankle that I've had this week because we walked like 50 miles through the city of Boston. Remember, I'm eating my way through Boston, so I also get to walk my way through Boston. So about 50 miles, my ankle hurts. I got a kink in there. I'm working on every excuse known to man not to do it, but I'm still doing it. Okay? So vision permeates every aspect of life. Stretching, my comfort zone, breaking out of my box. So committing and declaring to something that wasn't going to happen anyway. Number 2, vision requires redesign and reinvention. Redesign and reinvention is the honor and privilege it is to be human. I've talked to you about this before. Do you know what squirrels are doing today? Do you know what squirrels are doing right now? Do you know what squirrels are doing in this very moment? Exactly what they were doing in 1974. Not one thing has changed for the life of a squirrel. Nobody here wants to be a squirrel. We want to create an extraordinary life. And we create an extraordinary life by using our brain to invent, to reinvent, to create, to recreate. So use your mind as a tool and an instrument of creating the life of your dreams, the vision. Let's not gather evidence of a predictable future. Let's gather evidence of an unpredictable, unprecedented, exhilarating, abundant, and prosperous future. Vision comes from imagination, not from reaction or circumstances. When you are grounded in your vision, you are focused forward with your paint, and you are using your brush to create with your imagination the life of your dreams, the relationship of your dreams. Right now, your relationship is a 5 on a scale of 0 to 10. You want it to be a 10. So let's paint. What would a 10 look like? What would the experience of having a 10 look like? What would I get to do that I'm not doing right now? Who would I get to be that I'm not being right now? What breakthroughs do I get to have that I'm not having right now? Reinvent, redesign your vision, your life, yourself, so that you can manifest the beautiful picture, the masterpiece called your life. Use your imagination. Vision is not a thing. It lives from the outside in, the inside out. It comes from within and then manifests outward. It doesn't come from outward and then come in. You're not living your vision when you have the results that you want. You're living your vision in order to have the results you want. You're living your vision in order to have the experience you want. You're living your vision in order to create the life you want. So the outside essentially is the feedback and the scoreboard to let you know whether you're living your vision or not. Adjust accordingly. Vision breathes new life and energy into living, thriving versus surviving. Everybody here wants to thrive. We want magic. We want energy. We want enthusiasm. We want excitement. We want joy. We want to be in love with life and living and who we live with. We want to be creating the experiences we're looking for, the exhilaration, the passion, the energy in all aspects of our life, because that's what makes it worth living. In our pursuit of our vision, we may or may not succeed. In the pursuit of our vision, we may or we may not succeed. In every risk, there is the risk of winning. There is the risk of success. There is the risk of epic, massive success and also failure. Many times. Sometimes I look back at, sometimes I thought I nailed it, like I just nailed it, and I had crappy results. Like, how is that even possible? I mean, I was on fire. I was in my vision. I was committed. I was connected. I was so on it, and the results were just crap. And sometimes I had amazing results, and people were coming to me and going, "Oh my gosh, Michael, thank you so much for this, and thank you so much for that, and you made such a difference with me here." And I'm going, "What? Oh my God, the bar must be so low because I was so off tonight. I don't know how this happened." And so that is the risk that we all take as leaders and visionaries. Being a visionary is I'm going to give you a new word, a possibilitarian. You're like passionately focused and intent to make the impossible possible. A possibilitarian, a visionary who believes in what's possible. And I can tell you just from the experience, not only the results, it's worth it. Every 90 days, we set our VSP. And here's the thing. If you do it and you hit it, that doesn't make you a good person. And if you don't do it and you don't hit it, doesn't make you a bad person. Really, what it makes you is either effective or not effective. If you can remove the self beat up and the self criticism and the pressure, I know you guys put pressure on yourself sometimes. If you can remove the pressure and the stress that you put on somehow grading yourself instead of being free and allowing yourself to swing freely, knowing that you might strike out. And if you do, it's okay because you're going to get another at bat. You can't get up there like this is your only at bat. Now, you don't want to swing the pendulum so far other where you go, well, Michael said it's not my only at bat, so who cares? No, that's not what I'm saying. You go up with the intention of hitting a home run every day. Every day we wake up, we jump out of bed. I'm hitting a home run in my marriage today. I'm hitting a home run in my business today. I'm hitting a home run in my family. I'm hitting a home run in my health. That's the intention, the authentic intention, because that's vision. That's me living out of my vision. And at the end of the day, acknowledge what worked, acknowledge what didn't work, and then let it go. Acknowledge what worked, acknowledge what didn't work, and then let it go. If you can do that, you sleep, you rest, you wake up, you're refreshed. You don't wake up and you go, oh God, vision again. What's my vision? I don't know. Horizontal, my vision is 7 more minutes of sleep. No. We are that way. We feel that way when we beat ourselves up, we make ourselves wrong, and we don't get off it and we don't let it go. I mean, it's just as important to acknowledge yourself when you hit a home run as it is to acknowledge that you didn't hit a home run and to let go of those feelings too. Vent and release, vent and release, vent and release, vent and release. It's got to be part of the plan. If that's not part of your plan, then you're not sleeping well. And then you wake up and then it's like Groundhog Day. Same day as yesterday, wash, rinse, repeat, pain, suffering, goes from a day to a weekend to a week to fuck it. And I know you guys don't ever go there, but just in case, we get to learn how to be a self-cleaning oven. You know, something my wife and I do all the time is clean the kitchen before we go to bed. You know what we never do is leave the dishes in the sink, or leave the pots out. As a matter of fact, you know what I do while I'm cooking? Clean. I clean while I'm cooking. I'm cleaning the pots. I'm cleaning the plates. I'm cleaning the forks. So the only thing I want to do when I'm done eating with the stuff is to put the plate I just used in the dishwasher. And then, boom. What I don't do is leave it out and then say, I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. Because when you wake up tomorrow, do you want to see that shit in the kitchen? I don't. But that's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for how I live my life, how we live our lives. At the end of the day, acknowledge your wins. Celebrate your wins. You got to learn how to do that. Some of you are not good at celebration and you know who you are. You got to get great at it. You can't just say, yeah, we did this. Yeah, we accomplished this. Okay, what's next? That doesn't work. You got to relish in it. Celebrate. You got to have a touchdown dance. Got to get into the celebration. Put words on it. Can't just say, love you, babe. Love you, mean it. No, love you. Mean it. Love you. Mean it. Put more words on it. Express it. Articulate it. So she feels it. She gets it. You don't just walk and say, well, I said it. Well, I said it. Just because you don't feel it doesn't mean I didn't say it. I mean, what, now you're going to argue with your wife who you said, love you, mean it, and she didn't get it, and she's not feeling it? Now you're going to argue with her about how much you said it and what you said should have made a difference? No, put words on it so there's no doubt. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt. Land that dismount. Live the vision every day. End of the day. Take stock. What did I do well today? What am I acknowledging myself for today? What am I proud of today? What did I be? What did I do? What did I create that I'm proud of? Celebrate the wins. Give yourself a hug. In your case, if you don't hit it, if you failed, if you had a breakdown today, acknowledge it. If you need to cry or vent or be mad or frustrated, okay, no problem. But get it out of you. Don't stuff it down, because then you become a powder keg. And now you're a sleeping powder keg. And nobody wants to sleep next to a powder keg. So vent, clear, release, let it go, and then go to bed. And sleep like a baby. You wake up the next day, refreshed, ready to go. Ground yourself in your vision. You are thinking abundantly. You are connected to abundance and what it means to you. What would an abundant person do today? What would an abundant person be today? How would an abundant person act today? How would they show up with their clients, with their business, with the opportunities? And then you act from there. The action. Take action from there. Okay? So let's put it into practice. Let's create amazing dynamic VSPs that are aligned and synergized with our vision. And let's create a vision infusion in our lives.